in a certain sense, in tennis, everything comes out of the letter Yud. You know, the Yud is it's a fist, and that, or it's a dot that's above, it's suspended in space. It's not above the line, it's not on the line, it's suspended in the middle of space, actually like a tennis ball. And this Yud has 3 dimensions. It's a bindu on the forehead. It's the seed, the ultimate seed, as we were talking about, and everything comes out of that Yud. It explodes. The Yud is the fist. It explodes into the hand, and the Yud is the fundamental aspect of the Aleph. Remember that the Yud comes suspended in the alphabet in the 10th position, and the full gematria of Yud is Yud Vav Dalet 20, but it's also 466 full, and that's the same as Shimon, my brother Shimon, who's bringing you this. And it's also the 2 regel. So regel is 233. 2 regels equal 1 yud, 1 yad, 1 hand, because man is the animal with a hand. See? So here, now from this yud, I'm playing tennis now. The yud has 3 aspects, by the way: the touch on the paper, the initial touch, the ink, and then the lifting of the hand off the thing. So there are even 3 aspects of the yud which are reflected in Yud Vav Dalet. But in the Aleph we have a yud on top, a yud on the bottom, and a vav in the middle. So how does this relate? That's why I'm doing it right now out here in the tennis, because the yud on the bottom could be either the hand or the ball. So we're going to say that the yud on the bottom is the hand, then the yud on top is the ball, and the vav is the racket, which it just looks like the racket, doesn't it? The vav is the racket. So in playing tennis, you have an aleph comprised of yud as the ball on top, a vav on the bottom, in the middle, and a yud as the racket, and a yud on the bottom, which is the hand. And that is the 26 of the Yud Hey Vav Hey. And in my symbol, it comes in right in the middle of the Samek. But everything comes out of this Aleph. You see, every manifestation. But quite frankly, it's the Yud as the fundamental aspect. It's the ink, the drop, the first touch on the paper. And so this is a very deep thing. And when I'm playing out here in tennis, you know, the energy comes from the yad, because yud is made up of yud vav dalet. It's the yad. It's yud vav dalet, yud and dalet, and that makes it yad. And it's the fist. And so while I'm holding the racket, this energy that comes from me, or I'm a conduit of this energy, goes through my body. You know, in the final analysis, the form doesn't matter when you're able to get the energy from the yad. So like handwriting, you know, when you get the energy from the yad, the body form doesn't matter. You get to a different level. You see, there's an energy that's communicated through the yad. And so this is a very deep thing, you know, rather than trying to worry about form and this and that. That's for the lesser. Once the energy is understood to come from the yad, suspended from the yud, and that's in itself the botzita, the kartanuta, everything's in there, then expands out. This is the Shoshana amongst thorns, you know, amongst the thorns, the yud. The Shoshana, the drop of semen, of sperm. See? That drop is what manifests into everything. I'm in the shade. I'm not in the shade here. I don't know if you can see this stuff or not. But the seed is the yud, the drop. And from that, it comes in the middle. You see? I don't even know what is it in what is the yud in maybe the Hermit. If it is, it's a very deep issue. I have to look in tarot. I forgot. And I'm out here, as you can see. And so here's the deepest aspects. The deepest aspects are in the yud, the hand. The energy comes into the hand from its deepest, Botzina de Kartanuta, sends the energy into the hand. And that's in the center. That's where the Zimzum is. In the Botzina de Kartanuta. In the hard wheat, in the hard spot, in the dark spot. So, that's what we have here. Once you're into that level of energy, don't worry about things like body form. That's only the communicative energy of the lesser. There's an intuitiveness in the that makes those forms. You see? Once you have that dot, then you draw the other lines and things. You have to have the dot. When you have the dot of the yud, then you draw. You know? This is brought down even more so in Arabic and in esoteric Islam and things like that. About how the aleph is the pen and the drop of the pen, the first touch. And everything comes out of that. And that's the way it really is. See, so it's the Botzina de Kartanuta that opens up, see, into the 5 dinam with the fingers, as that grips the world.